Oh, you fucking people, can't you see how your love's affecting your reality? Every time down, you can make it right, and that makes you larger than life. When? Well,
We're on.
keep. Welcome to this week's episode of Backstreet to the Features. See what I've done there? Back to the Features with me, Ciaran Bartlett.
Me, Chloe Bartlett.
We're living the dream. I'm wearing a sexually explicit Siphon Filter t-shirt. Chloe's in her pumpkin carving with Michael Myers t-shirt. We're having a great time. Listen, life's good, and this week's episode is all about the 1994 obnoxious comedy Ace Ventura, directed by Tom Shadyac. So, starring Jim Carrey, of course. You love this. You love this movie. You love this more than I do. That's fair to say, isn't it?
See, before it was Spider-Man, it was this that I tried to make my personality.
What films are my personality? You could say Heat, because the way I just move through the world,
Gladiator. I'd say you'd quote a lot.
I do quote Gladiator. I quote Anchorman a lot.
Oh,
I'm Anchor. Do you know what? Anchorman was my personality for about 10 years.
It still is.
That's a given. So
I want to be on you. You have an absolutely
breathtaking hiney. We'll have to do Anchorman. I'll admit. Do you know what? If you're getting to do Ace Ventura, I'm getting to do Anchorman. That's. No, I was joking there saying my life's like Heat, because I move through the world, never really connected to anything or anybody, just in case I feel heat around the corner. You know what I mean? That's not true. Anyway, so this has become like a classic comedy. But I remember when it came out, it was so new, and so you were I know that basically adults were watching this when this was out, being like, what the fuck is this?
I feel like Jim Carrey and Eminem took the world by storm in the 90s.
Oh, definitely, yeah. No, that's true. I feel like I think one of the things that Jim Carrey really did with these movies, with this and The Mask and Liar Liar even, is he brings the physical comedy so hard, and he's so good at it. But then it was do you know what I mean when I say obnoxious? The complete sarcasm of the character. And, then in The Mask, the outrageousness of it, and the fucking, somebody stopped me and all that shit. But he just took over pop culture for 2 years in the space of about 6 months. And he was just everywhere for 2 or 3 years. You couldn't get away from him.
Even still, every Halloween, you're going to see somebody dressed as The Mask.
Yep.
You're going to see somebody in the tutu from
Amazing
this.
with the hair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
somebody
unbelievable.
is the Grinch.
Yeah.
He's just iconic in his profession.
Do you know what I mean as well, though, where I was saying I know, I also feel I know that a lot of people didn't like what he was doing, but if you just went with it, it was great. It was a great time, and I feel like I was the right age. I was 8 or 9 when these movies started coming out, through to being maybe 12, 13, when he kind of started then doing the second phase of his career, where he was doing Man on the Moon and shit that was sometimes a bit more serious. Even the Truman Show and the Cable Guy were different from the first 3 or 4 that he was in, because there was these Liar Liar fucking, he was in that Batman Forever movie where he played a big cartoon villain, the Riddler, where he's all the movements and all that he's doing, and that's never gonna heal if you don't stop picking, all that stuff. And then he was in what's the other one? The Dumb and Dumber. Do you know what I mean? So there's, I just remember that there were a whole load of people and again they were mostly adults who were just going, what the fuck's this? This isn't what comedy is, because they were used to Steve Martin and Bill Murray and Chevy Chase and movies like that, and this is just far higher energy and more cartoonish. But if you just go with it, if you just let yourself go with it, it's a good time. But you do have to go. Right. It's
funny how comedy changes through time. Comedy that people in their 80s think is funny makes me sad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Here's the thing that's weird about some of it. See, just in terms of TV sitcom stuff and in England, like the BBC ones. The ones that they talk about being like their classic comedies, they were edgy at the time.
Really?
Like Porridge and Faulty Towers, like those shows had edge at that time. Like when you watch them now, especially like Faulty Towers and stuff, apart from like there's race jokes in there and all, but like it's not, you wouldn't call it edgy. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is a guy just being flustered in a workplace comedy and he fucking can't stand his wife and whatever, and she has notions and all that stuff, and you can just watch it and it's relatively tame. Or you watch Porridge. Porridge is fucking amazing, by the way. Ronnie Barker, in my opinion, one of the greatest comedy writers of all time. But you know, some of the big jokes in that are like him giving the finger through the keyhole to the watch hole to the guard, and so a lot of wordplay. So it doesn't feel like it has an edge to us. But then the funny thing to me then is that some of the stuff that comes out now it doesn't have edge at all. Do you know what I mean? Because they're trying to do what was edgy in the 70s. Do you know what I mean? So it's weird.
I feel like
it is weird how it changes.
It's overcorrected now. Does that make sense? Not totally, but in some things that I've seen recently, where the language is quite heavy, and you're like, all right, it doesn't need to be that way.
They do heavy language, but no content in the joke.
Yeah.
And I go...
Though, I wouldn't say I was a fan of slapstick, right? But there are exceptions. Like
Ace Ventura.
You know, there's Laurel and Hardy two Ronnies stuff. I loved the Chuckle Brothers as a kid.
Yeah.
Where it would probably...
To me. Give me it.
To you.
Yeah.
It would probably cringe me out now.
Yeah.
But there's still... It's hard because I think I have boundaries, and then when you see certain things, you go, actually, that is funny.
I'm very open to a lot of it. The stuff, though, you're right about like some of the recent comedy movies we've watched. I won't name any of them because I'm sort of slobbering here. We've watched some recent releases that are meant to be comedies, and there's a lot of, they'll do C-bombs and they'll do harsh language, but there is no content whatsoever in the joke, or they let someone improv, and when they're improving, every joke is, oh yeah, well you look like funny line. Oh yeah, well you look like funny line, and you go, that's one type of joke. You know what I mean? Like in Anchorman, not to say that it's like one of the best, but it is. But like in terms of those comedies that are improv heavy, there's so many different types of joke. Like, yes, we get it smells like this, it smells like that, it smells like the other. You get 3 or 4 of those jokes in rapid fire. It smells like Bigfoot's dick, etc.
See, I can't have that.
See, I think that's funny.
I know, and do you know what's funny?
They're talking about his aftershave though, but then it goes away. They're talking about Sex Panther.
What's odd for me,
60% of the time.
I think it depends what mood I'm in.
This works every time.
Where Jim Carrey, if anybody else was doing those big faces and, you know, flamboyant sort of way of getting on, I don't think I would accept it off anybody else. It's
because he's so good at it though. I mean, like it's an actual inherent talent.
Have you ever seen somebody try to do something that's already famous? Like
me just doing Anchorman lines for 5 minutes or
like getting on like Jim Carrey, and it'll cringe you hard watching somebody else do it.
Yeah, because I seem to remember after Adam Sandler became huge that there were people who were trying to be like Adam Sandler, and you just go,
see when he freaks out. Shit. That is one of the funniest things ever.
See Adam Sandler freaking out. See Adam Sandler.
The barking hand.
See Adam Sandler freaking out in the McDonald's when they won't give him the McDonald's breakfast because he goes, oh, come on, we're 30 seconds late. And she goes, no, actually, you're 29 minutes and 30 seconds late. And he freaks the bap. Like, you know, will somebody get the kid a Happy Meal? Like, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the best at that. But, like, there are other massive comedy actors, but Jim Carrey in this and in those movies, in that 2-year stretch when he first came on the scene, oh, mummy. Couldn't get away from him. Anyway, let's do some background info and then we'll take a quick break before doing Clint Eastwood. So $15 million, it made 107.2, which is great for a comedy because like that's, what is that return wise? My math's so shit. Like 7? But 7-ish. 7, isn't it? 7 pens, and then it's just
you
over
could say
7.
15 and I'd nod.
It's just over 7, so that's not a bad return. But that's good for comedy because comedy doesn't tend to travel great outside of the country it's made in because they're usually pretty specific. You know what I mean?
See, I thought it would have translated well in the UK.
American comedy does okay in the UK, but UK comedy doesn't always do well in America. So
it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, and then also like when they translate these, you know, these movies don't do well in like Germany or big markets.
I think
China.
If you put
Action movies travel.
I think if you put this on for a baby would be entertained by his facial expressions, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. But
so I think it's universal in a way.
The money says it wasn't universal, okay. But so it's Jim Carrey, Sean Young, Courtney Cox, Tone Loc, Dan Marino, Cannibal Corpse, Udo Kier, Mark Margolis, Tex Cobb, Troy Evans, and Alice Drummond. Alice Drummond, we're going to talk about her later. And yeah, directed by Tom Shadyac, him and Jim Carrey and this other guy whose name I can't forget and I didn't write down. They wrote it. So, fun time. We'll get stuck into this in a wee minute. This week's episode is sponsored by Golden Popcorn. Check them out at goldenpopcorn.com, a sensational business from Antrim. They make handmade cinema-style popcorn across 3 epic flavors. They have sweet, they have salty sweet. Would highly recommend picking up a bag of this. You can get it in all the big supermarkets. You can get it in Spar and places like that as well. Your local convenience, guys. You can get this basically anywhere. It's cheap and cheerful. It's a healthy snack. It's suitable for vegetarians and for most allergies. Do check the allergy information on the bag and on the website and whatever you do to check your allergies out. And wherever you get your allergy information, guys. And they also make wee dirties, wee savouries called Gourmet Crunch, which have become a family favourite in our house. My favourite. They make all different flavours there as well. They have Thai sweet chili. They have cheese and onion, salt and vinegar, and Louisiana barbecue. These are like wee popped cassava root snacks. And they're like wee crispies, and they're healthy, 75 calories a bag. Wee flavour bombs, mate. I would highly recommend Gourmet Crunch and Golden Popcorn if you're having a movie night. So next week's episode is going to be Beauty and the Beast. So why not pick up some of this stuff and watch that movie and be ready for next week's ep. So thanks to Golden Popcorn for sponsoring the podcast. Welcome back. We're talking about Ace Ventura here. So tell me, what's your Clint Eastwood one take on this movie? Bay's hottest take.
That this is Jim Carrey's funniest film. And I say that.
Massive.
I say that and then remembering Me, Myself, and Irene.
I think,
I think they're definitely my 2 favourites. But see, watching this the other night, I'd still belly laughs after all this time.
For me, it would probably go Me, Myself, and Irene, Liar, Liar, Bruce Almighty. This.
Oh wow.
Maybe Dumb and Dumber in there. I like this movie, but I don't love it. I've never loved it, if you know what I mean. I've always liked it, but I've never been in love with it. I think it's funny, but it's mental. Do you know what I mean? And I know you love it, and I know I'm hurting you right now. Anyway, my one take is that this is the most 1990s comedy film that you can find. It is the most of the time. Oh my God, this is the middle of the 90s. Just the whole look of it, the whole type, all the types of joke that are in it are just so right in the middle of the 90s. Like you could watch this and it would put you in the mood to sit through an episode of the Montel Williams show or fucking Ricky Lake or something, like all those talk shows that were on, because all the sorts of jokes that are in this movie, the people that they're joking about are all going to be on those shows. You know, people that are like Ray Finkel's ma, you know, she'd be in the audience of any of those shows getting up and slapping at people for cheating and all. So I just feel like it's so 90s, and then also, and it's part of the same take, it's the most 90s film, it's the most obnoxious comedy ever, and also Jim Carrey is the GOAT of physical comedy. Just the GOAT. There is nobody better at physical comedy than Jim Carrey. Like, who even... There are great... Do you know who's brilliant physical comedy actor? David Schwimmer.
Right.
Like actually brilliant at physical comedy. Like so funny looking remember the bit in Friends when he's hiding behind the door and Bruce Willis comes into the room and he just fucking flops on the floor and rolls onto the bed. Like and the jumping around and all those, like, unbelievable. Like, doesn't even come close to this guy. You know, Robin Williams, amazing comedy actor, but not so much at the physical stuff, more like voices and impressions and vibes. Do you know who else is good at physical comedy? Chevy Chase. He was pretty funny, and like Chevy Chase is funny in the National Lampoon's movies, and Spies Like Us doing physical comedy. I mean, who else is there?
I have to agree though that the faces combined with like any body movement is Jim Carrey. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what makes him excellent as well as the Grinch, because he like embodies the character.
Yeah, like when we did Liar Liar, there's the bit when he walks up the steps into the courtroom like a cartoon character when he's losing his mind. He does big, you know, it's unbelievable. So that's my one take. I think he's the best physical. Well, who are other good physical comedy actors? Who else is out there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even think right now. My brain has just gone.
I can think a lot of comedy actors that I love, but I can't think of any ones that are doing what he's doing.
Yeah, like there's definitely, like, Cassandra doesn't really do physical stuff. It's more like wee voices and losing his mind and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And music. He does brilliant musical comedy. But like, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to watch history. What's your history of this?
As far as I can remember, love, like every
this was
year,
just on.
Yeah, like as soon as I started having memories, this film was on. Do you know what I mean? And it was, you know, like, see when it came to Wonder quotes the other night, I was like, again, this whole film.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely one of those where you could just take any line that he says and just put it in.
Though the script wouldn't have been the same without him, because reading about the IMDb stuff, he put his own stand-up characters into this.
Yeah, I read about that too.
You know, and putting his wee flourishes on the script.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean,
in the hands of another actor, it just wouldn't have been.
Well, we'll get to that in the trivia, because there's some other actors that were gonna take this role who were maybe gonna do it in the 80s. It just wouldn't have been worth having, I don't think. But anyway, so I saw this shortly after we got Sky. I remember seeing it on Sky Movies and being like, this is fucking mental. This is like a live cartoon, was my take on it. And people were talking about it in school because some people had seen it in the cinema. And so they were all talking about it. And then when it was on Sky, this was in the time when you used to have to check in a newspaper to see what was going to be on that night. And they would have, we used to get the Irish News in the house, and they would have like the, you know, channel 1, 2, 3, 4, and then RT 1 and 2. And they were like big columns with wee synopsis and all. And then the Sky channels were just like wee boxes of information, just going 9, this, 11, that, like no information. And I remember seeing this was on and going, oh, people have been talking about that in school. And kids that had seen it were already acting him. And you had no idea, because they would just go, and you'd be going, you're a wee dick. You know what I mean? Be going, fuck up.
Did you find that you liked it more as a child? Have you like grown out of it type thing?
I definitely went like this. Really liked it as a child. Started to hate it when I was getting older. Really hated it for about a year. Started sort of going, right, fuck up. You know, in the year when I was, you know.
So it's not just me.
In the year when I discovered Japanese cinema, Chloe. and then going, fuck this. And coming back. And then now I'm more like, I actually really like it as just, I think definitely in the middle of my film watching life so far, there was a period where I was taking myself too seriously and going to like, I only wanted to watch like, you know, high art probably, you know. I'm watching your Beautiful, I'm watching your fucking Gamora and whatever.
And in many ways, Jim wasn't the problem.
No, he certainly wasn't. I loved his first load of movies, and I still do. You know, like I said, it was like this, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Ace Ventura 2. Weirdly, I was saying to you the other night about Ace Ventura 2, how it's definitely not as good of a movie as the first one, but there's 2 or 3 bits in it, to me, are funnier than anything that happens in the first one. You know, so it's a weird mix.
Yeah.
But like the rhino, man, kind of hot in these rhinos. And then there's a bit, actually, we'll talk about it later when we're talking about sequels. But anyway, I definitely remember seeing it then falling out of love with it, and then coming back to understanding that it's fun. And I do remember specifically kids acting this character, and then there was a cartoon that came out as well of it, and kids used to just act that in the street and at school, and they would say the lines, like especially the already then and the loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So fair play.
Watching it the other night, especially the way films are nowadays, I loved how short it was, and it's straight to the point, and you're straight through the story, and it's just all wrapped up nicely.
Yeah,
and we're done.
It's like, isn't it like it's an hour and
26
an hour
minutes.
and 26 minutes, including the fucking credits. Yeah. So it's like zip. There's no.
It's brilliant. No fat.
It's not even that there's no fat. There's also some of the muscle has been cut out of it as well. Like, you know, you're actually losing muscle mass. So yeah. Because I feel like you could have stuck an hour 10 minutes in and you'd have enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean?
We're still talking about the movie.
Let's move on IMDb Believable. So this is our trivia section.
Adam Sandler turned down the role.
See, Sandler's one of the people that I feel could have done it.
Yeah.
Especially around this time, because this was around, maybe this is a wee bit earlier, but like, wasn't he doing like Billy Madison and stuff like that around this time? Do you know what I mean? So he could have done that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Sandler when we're here?
Ooh.
Mine is The Wedding Singer. And I do love Just Go With It as well.
I love Waterboy. And I love...
It's not for me.
I love, obviously, Just Go With It.
Yeah, we both love Just Go With It. We're going to do that soon, by the way, but what do they call it? Fucking...
That's the barking
unbelievable.
Hand. That gets me every time. Like, I'll never not find that funny.
I know, it's always funny. Like, there's a few bits in that are always funny as well. Your woman's eyebrow at the start, and then the guy...
Yeah. And he's great with the child actors.
Mate, they're great. They're like, great kid actors.
It's very natural.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
love that bit when he's hugging them and then she leaves the room and he just fucking shoves them down on the bed. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, this is where we'll get into talking about people that were considered for this and people who almost had this role. So, Rick Moranis was the original when they were writing the script originally. Rick Moranis was the first idea, the first person that they had.
The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids guy?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Ghostbusters, you know, really good comedy actor. But he's a brilliant comedy actor, like as Louis Tully in Ghostbusters. You know, Dana, I thought that was you. You know what I mean? He's all like, you know, you left your TV on so loud and the super was pissed. So do you know what I did? I climbed out on the ledge, but I couldn't get in. So do you know what I did? I turned my TV up real loud so somebody would think both of them had something wrong with him. And she's just looking at him the whole time going, right, he's fucking amazing. And when he introduces those people at the party in Ghostbusters, I think we talked about this in the main app. And he's like, this is Ted and Annette Bening. Or I just made that name up. But anyway, Annette Bening. Ted and Annette somebody, and he just fucking gives all their financial information to everybody. You know, Ted has a small business in receivership. Like, he's an unbelievable comedy actor, but it's not, doesn't feel right for what this became, because you can only imagine Carrey doing it. But Judd Nelson.
Who's that?
He's the badass kid from Breakfast Club. Alan Rickman. What are you on about? And this one, they were gonna change it to being a woman, and they were asking Whoopi Goldberg to be Ace Ventura. And in all these,
to be fair, she's very funny.
Alan Rickman can be funny, but I don't feel like it's Ace Ventura funny. So I feel like Jim Carrey coming on board with it totally changed it in terms of like what they were even thinking, because they were originally thinking he would be a pet detective, but he would actually be shit at the job and only get it done by luck. Like, he would luck out and get things done that way. Whereas when Jim Carrey, so this fucking, I thought I wrote the name down somewhere. This guy, somebody Robinson, who was the head of the studio at the time, he saw Jim Carrey performing on a show called In Living Color, and saw him doing a sketch and was like, let's fucking bring this guy in and talk to him about this movie. And Jim Carrey's whole idea then, he said he wanted to be the 007 of pet detectives. If he was going to do it, he wanted to be really silly. He actually said that he wanted to be the biggest, most obnoxious guy, and that he would they let him go wild then. And he wanted to go wild, but then also be fucking brilliant at the job, so that he has this redeeming quality. Because otherwise, if he's just like that, he's just an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So they made him like that. And they also, it was turned down by David Alan Grier, who plays the Soul Man in Jumanji. And Lauren Holly turned down the Courtney Cox role.
Who's that?
I looked her up the other day. You would definitely know her. I can't think of what she was in, but she was a biggish star at that time. But I can't even think of what she was in now. Probably would have been worth doing, Lauren, and maybe would have been able to say she's that woman from Ace Ventura.
Jack Lemmon asked could he do it, and they told him he was too old. Guy's a hero.
It makes me sad. I love Jack Lemmon. Yeah. He's so funny.
And I only discovered Some Like It Hot this year, and it's changed everything.
It's fucking amazing. You should also check out The Apartment if you want to see a good Jack Lemmon movie.
He is so funny.
Glengarry Glen Ross. Man was a fucking legend. So some people say about the transphobic vibes and homophobic, transphobic, the reaction to when. So some people say that when Jim Carrey realizes that he has kissed Einhorn and that it's a man,
right?
That his reaction and then the reaction of everybody else when he reveals the Captain Winky at the end,
okay,
is where everybody's near sick, is like transphobic. And what Jim Carrey said about it was that he wanted it to be the biggest, most obnoxious homophobic reaction ever recorded. That was so ridiculous that it couldn't be taken seriously. And that he felt it was better to do it that way and go for it. And if people get offended by it, so be it. So that's what they went for. You know the bit where he's like pouring the toothpaste into his mouth and all.
Yeah.
And he is the best at that type of thing, like going ape shit and doing like, you know, how funny.
The physical stuff.
How funny, like some of the bits, even there's bits in Bruce Almighty where in the bloopers they've literally just said to him, go into this kitchen and just be funny.
Yeah.
And he's like just doing stupid stuff because his mind is like mad for it, like he loves it. Any other trivia?
He was only paid $350,000.
That's dog shit. I didn't know it. That's mental.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but then
at that time, I suppose as well, that must have been huge. But
it's good money for. This was like his first lead role. So
I love the trivia about him himself, not about this film. Was that he drove up to the hills in LA and he wrote himself a check.
That is great for $1 million or was it for 10 million or something? And he said he was going to cash it.
It was millions anyway.
Yeah.
And
$1 million or 10 million or something like that, wasn't it? And he had it within 3 years. My check for 40 grand is still uncashed, but it was panned by critics, but the audiences loved it. He was a big fan of Cannibal Corpse, and it was his idea to get them to be the band that are in it, which is mental because have you ever listened to them?
Only in that film.
It's not for me. Like, I mean, you know, I love.
We both.
I love metal, like, but they are like, it's just not. I'm not into death metal, like, and the lyrics and all wrecks me. So
that's when you can hear them.
It's proper, like,
it's not.
I can't even do it that low. It's proper, like.
Yeah.
I can't really even do it, but anyway.
I wonder how that's come through on the speakers.
Yours, can we get your double note? No.
Can you hear it?
Let me hear. Yeah. There's 2 notes there, by the way. This is a good one. Did you read about Jim Carrey going for dinner with Anthony Hopkins?
No.
So a few years after this, they went for dinner and they were discussing different things. And Anthony Hopkins is meant to have said to him that the performance of Ace Ventura is similar technique to what he was doing, because Jim Carrey played Ace Ventura like he was a bird. And that makes it interesting. He played him and had him dress and look as if he was a cockatoo.
Okay.
And that's what the hair is about, and the clothes, and the colour, and the whole vibe, and the movement. And then Hannibal Lecter is a reptile. And Anthony Hopkins made all his movements like a reptile, which is...
VG.
Mate, I recently I listened to Anthony Hopkins's autobiography, which he reads himself. Get on that. It's unbelievable.
Speaking of reptiles, Jim Carrey had a personal chef on set and also had the chef make his pet iguana meals too.
That's 90s. That is 90s where someone will go, you're leading this movie, getting paid 350 grand, mental, but here, we'll spend money on your personal chef and he'll feed your fucking pet lizard.
Yeah.
So the ass talking thing, did you read about this?
Yep.
Where it started off as something he did to Keenan Ivory Wines, and Keenan Ivory Wines was going to kick his fucking. Did you read this?
Yep.
That they were working on something. I don't know what they were working on. But he started, like, he wasn't getting any ideas picked up in this meeting, and so he just started going around. Might as well just talk out of my asshole then, and started doing that. And they were like restrained from each other apparently, which is mental. Here's a good bit of trivia. You know, at the end when the hook knocks those two guys into the water, in the original script they were decapitated by that, and they were like, let's just we'll do it so that we'll cut to them in the water doing the old, you know, why I oughta.
How out of tone with the rest of the film.
Well, there was one like that in one of the other ones we did recently, like an episode maybe about 10 or 12 episodes ago. I can't remember what it was, where it was like, oh, thank God they changed that. I can't remember what it was. Well, it's a great story. Anyway, sometimes in...
Can't remember what I've forgotten.
Your love.
Is your smoke red?
Oh, look, everyone. Weasley. What?
Is your smoke red?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it isn't Seamus, is it? Who is it? It's Dean, who can't act, who says, look, everyone, Neville's got himself a remember-all. I'm like, you can't act. Anyway, so, I mean, he's 12 and I'm giving him shit. Anyway.
Hit me with your
I'm
Oscar
sorry, Dean.
clips.
You're great in the later movies. What? Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm not finished because I have the cello thing where he grabs the guy's arm and moves his arm and he hits a big wrong note. He improved that, which I think is, so that guy's really playing the cello and he fucked him up. Let's move on now. Yes, Oscar clips. You go first because this is Bay's movie more than mine. Go ahead.
I'll fly through them, will I?
Yeah, fly through and I'll add any.
The intro with the dog is fucking hilarious.
I've underlined the whole opening sequence.
So unreal.
Yep.
Salamanca being the fucking
Mark Margolis, yeah.
Unreal, and the animal reveal then once he goes away.
Yeah, it's
Come
great.
Come to me, my jungle friends.
The jingly keys.
Love it.
Yep.
The police officer's not taking him seriously, and then he ruins him with the cockroach stuff.
Yep.
Love that.
That's one of my least favourite bits of banter in the whole movie, though.
I know.
Because it's so 90s and childish.
Your man turns me.
Oh, yeah, but he's meant to.
But Jim's funny.
Yeah. No, your man's meant to be. You're meant to be like, who's this dickhead?
No.
Sorry, we'll talk about him later.
The Cannibal Corpse concert where he comes in like he's...
the
wee dance that he's doing is just so...
You ever seen... There's a clip of him... There's a clip of him acting Cannibal Corpse in a car. Is he in a car when he does it?
Do you ever see... There's a...
What's that from?
What?
The clip of him acting that, or is that real life?
I'm not sure, love, but there's an excellent clip of him with 50 Cent and they're all rapping and he starts headbanging.
Amazing.
Again, like totally not for that genre of music. And 50 Cent is just ruined. Because you can tell he's not even like in the crowd. He's wearing his normal clothes. He's got his glasses on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's not out for public appearance.
Yeah.
He's just fucking about. It's brilliant. Camp's party. So everything.
Yeah, I have the party.
I wrote the hors d'oeuvres bit, the string section bit, and then the line that he says about the lawsuits. In fact, one could make a law practice on little else. You know about people getting food poisoned.
All right, yeah.
It's hilarious.
The whole thing with the Mission Impossible sequence and the lad is amazing.
The Find in the Ring montage.
I have that. I have that.
He's in the bin. He's on the racetrack.
He gets someone punched into his forehead.
The wee geek getting the signature.
See that?
And then he starts counting it.
That has always sunk me. The fucking where he gets thumped in the fucking
when
head.
he's taken away.
And your man looks at him and he's like, that's so 90s though. Because like the 80s version of that joke is guy looks over and goes, and he goes, or sorry, guy looks at him. Sorry, he looks at the guy and the guy goes, ooh, and runs away. That's 80s. 90s version is he loves it. You know what I mean? 2000s version is they
I
both
could
love
be a
it.
friend to you.
Oh my god!
I love the scene. It's probably one of the best scenes in this whole film in Podactor's office apartment.
That is, yeah.
You know, going
The
through
murder scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Finkel's house.
And the Shady Acres outfit.
Oh, Shady Acres and Finkel's house are, for me, like I've just written Jim Carrey with a star beside it, but I had done a big box and a couple of stars around the Podactor crime scene.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the door and the whole delivery of how it happened is so peak.
I love the wee neighbour.
To me, that's the best. Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But yeah, that to me, that's the best. And then obviously you have the big car chase, the finale, all that. Like, it's great. But, you know, it's Podactor's house and Finkel's house for me. The two best bits.
Yeah. It really is. I if I was picking my favourite, I would have to go for the finding the ring montage.
Oh, really? That it is funny as fuck. See the bit as well where there's the guy who's like still doing sprints.
Yeah.
And he's like sprinting, he can't catch you, and then he fucking chloroforms him.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Amazing. See, this is the thing that I think is sort of missing a wee bit from when people are watching a movie like this seriously enough to talk about what it means in a social and political context, right? And how certain things are problematic and whatever for some people. But like, he chloroforms somebody in the middle of it. So how serious is the movie? Like,
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, to me, it isn't taking itself seriously enough. It's so over the top.
I also worry about people who are so extreme about what is being used for entertainment, and then discounting the actual horrors of real life.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like that you're gonna hold like this movie, which is made in the 90s, like, a comedy movie, an outrageous comedy movie is being held to higher count than like actual
look at the
people
way
and politicians and
I think he's a wee dick anyway, but that's beside the point. Look at the way Timothy Chalamet was treated over saying he didn't like ballet.
Yeah, it's mental. Yeah,
like, are they holding anybody that has actual power to the same account?
No, it's mental.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's hard to articulate it, but
the best bit in that whole sentence was, I think he's a wee dick. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's like, you know, he borrowed one of our Statham DVDs and hasn't given it back.
Yeah,
you wee dick.
But I wouldn't send him a death threat or mistreat him because he has an opinion.
To be fair, I have sent dead fish inside ballet shoes to his house. So,
like, people are so extreme.
Yeah, no, they are.
Over stuff that doesn't matter.
It's because they don't have. Well, anyway, listen. Let's.
Sorry, but it is relevant to the film.
Because they don't have control over real stuff, so they try to control.
It's relevant to this film because, and then I go. There's plenty of things that I'm offended by. And I just don't fucking watch them.
Yeah,
Do you
definitely.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't try to make it the director's problem or the actor's problem.
Chloe has never seen an episode of No Blasters because she just she's so offended by me trying to be funny. But let's move into Razzie reel then. So bits that things you don't like and stuff that isn't on your top.
I hate the Shih Tzu owner.
Why?
I mean, why not just pay him? With cash? Why not just pay him with cash?
Because
like, I hate stuff being overly sexualized when it doesn't need to be.
Fair enough. But you know,
it never needs to be. But you know what I mean?
But you don't say anything. Like, it's still funny. It's funny because he said he wanted to be like James Bond, so it is like James Bond. That's why I don't think it's a problem. It's, you know, because he does a service and then he gets serviced.
See, I probably take more offense to it because when I was a kid, I'm asking what's happening there.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, it is weird in a movie.
It's too extreme for...
Yeah, because the movie isn't very adult, so there are going to be kids watching it. So, although maybe you should be... I mean, I saw this when I was 9. Maybe you should be more like 11 or 12. If you're 11 or 12, it's probably fine. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not... Even then, there's a couple of bits in it that are a bit weird. But anyway... For me, Courtney Cox's character is a fucking melty wet blanket, and it's like a real waste of this top comedy actor. Like, they don't give her anything funny. She isn't funny. There is no character there other than I am lady.
Yeah.
I am the woman in this movie. There is no character for her. I mean, Sean Young's character, like Finkel and Einhorn, they actually like think Einhorn actually has a character to her. She's a fucking knob.
Well,
do you know what I mean? What?
Funny you should say that, Ciaran, because
she's on your Razzie reel. You don't like her?
My number one most hated thing in this film is Lois Einhorn.
I think she's funny.
I hate
Pet Dick.
Hate the line delivery.
Really?
Pet Dick being one of them. Shout 'em being the next. And when the way she kisses Dan Marino, I can't stand it. Like, she's just no.
Right, okay. Well, what about
like, there's only room for one extreme cartoon character, and it's Jim.
Oh, so I think nearly everybody in this, apart from Courtney Cox, is a cartoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't care, Camp. He's a cartoon. Fucking Alice Drummond's a cartoon. The doctor isn't a cartoon. The guy in the fucking Shady Acres isn't a cartoon. So yeah. What's his name? David Margulies or something like that. But anyway, what about somebody Margulies? Anyway, what about...
I don't believe her as the head of that department. Do you know what I mean?
I don't believe anything in this film. So I also don't believe Jim Carrey as someone who can really track animals down. But it's fine. I love the... I don't know. She should have worked in a police department for a week just to get...
Do you know,
just to get her feet under the table and see what it's really like to run a department.
I would have really loved to see those roles reversed.
Courtney
Cox as Lois Einhorn.
That would have been funnier. Oh, great little bit of trivia, by the way. See the picture of Ray Finkel with the mustache? That really is Sean Young.
Right, okay.
Dressed as fucking Ray Finkel, which is top banter because it looks like a real dude. So it works. So a few of the jokes about Aguado, like the cockroach jokes about his dick and all, to me that feels like something out of like a Power Rangers level of comedy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so 90s where like...
I think that's why I really dislike her lines.
Do you remember in Power Rangers there was the two villainous guys who were like punky sort of clothes,
right.
And one was like a fat guy and one was skinny, and the music that would come on when they were in it was like and it was all like over the top, like, you know, and like and I feel that the Aguado stuff, you know, where there's like a room full of guys and he's like, oh, fucking blah blah blah, and they'll go Murr! And then Ace comes back with, oh, maybe it was, you know, the cockroach was, you know, the size of your dick or something. I'm just like, oh, this is like, it's like watching Power Rangers. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Anyway,
not
that they did dick jokes in Power Rangers.
I dislike his character so much.
I think he plays it well because you're meant to dislike him.
Yeah.
But I feel like the banter in those scenes could be better. And then, yeah, I think that's
the
it really.
The turtle line as well in the apartment. He goes, I think I heard a toilet flush. Someone's lost a turtle. And you're like, scrapper.
That's what I mean. It is. They are scrappers. I'm just like, yeah.
Like, I hate that type of person who's like over the top, in your face, loudest person in the room.
Yeah.
And is a fucking melter.
My last bit is when everybody is actually going to be sick when they reveal Einhorn. I do feel that is a wee bit over the top. They could just be like, oh fuck, we've all been caught out here. Do you know what I mean? And arrest Einhorn, that's over. I think when everybody is like, you know, going to be sick in their mouths, I'm like, all right, lads, like fucking let's pump the brakes here.
Yeah.
But any other Razzie rules for you?
No, that was my 3.
What about Wonder Quotes then? We could be here all day with you. I mean, like a glove. You love that one. Give us that. Give me like a glove, because you actually use that when you park the car. You'll say it.
Do you?
Sometimes, yeah.
See, it's just become like part of my... It's in there.
Well, that's a good one.
Like a glove. Who?
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. I love that.
I wrote that because I love the energy where he's jumping up and down going,
Finkel and Einhorn.
And the wee monkey's jumping with him. And then it's like, Finkel and Einhorn.
Yeah.
And then he's like losing energy.
And then when he realizes it, Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Fucking amazing. What about...
Can you do Salamanca? That gritty, like...
What does he say?
What's all this pet food for?
What's all this pet food for?
Fiber. And the key jiggle.
The keys.
The key jiggle is a wonder quote in itself.
The old guy saying, the engine's running, but there's nobody behind the wheel. It's a great line.
Yeah.
A great line.
Did you get the guy, I don't even know who he's meant to be in it, when it's like, how do you lose a 500-pound fish?
Oh, yeah. I have that somewhere.
Fillet it and fast food it if you want to. But I wanted you to do it because I can't do it.
What about, oh, look, they're little footballs.
Yeah. No thanks. I don't smoke. It's a disgusting habit. And he's got all the seeds in his teeth. See the
laces out. The wee granny, Alice Drummond.
That is a great part where she's watching him. She's like, do you want an ashtray?
Yeah.
He's like, no thanks. I don't smoke. But
yeah, there's bits literally sitting all over the desk like a wee pile of seeds.
See the visual, but also the ASMR of that.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's a whole thing.
Man, I'm tired of being right. It's great.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
For me, that's the best line in the whole movie. I think that's the funniest joke. Obviously, alrighty then. The whole thing, the bit he says it so many ways.
Permission to come aboard, sir. And then he goes in his neck. Yeah.
Hi, I'm looking for Ray Finkel and a pair of clean shorts.
Yeah,
I love that. I didn't really do my gun noise well. You know, I'm not doing it great.
Sure.
Anyway.
Great hand gesture to go with it, though.
How would you like me to make your life a living hell? Well, I'm not really ready for a relationship, Lois, but thank you.
Your number's still 911. I love that.
And then she tells him to get the fuck out at one point and he goes, is it number 1 or number 2? I just want to know how much time I have.
Yeah. Your gun is digging into my hip as well as an iconic one. And then when he repeats it, when he's got the chingo. That's so good.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea in rotten hell. Would you like a cookie?
Roger Predactor didn't commit suicide. He was murdered. I can't even do the head
It's
gesture.
like a whole he was murdered. It's fucking mad. Mate, he's never had vertigo a day in his life because I did that there and my fucking eyeballs twitching. Do you know what I mean? So fair play to him. Do not go in there. Phew! Oh, that. Brilliant.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
I just can't do it, Captain.
This is my Graceland, sir.
That's why Roger Predactor is dead. He found Captain Winky. Unbelievable.
Isotoners.
You don't have to tell me. I was there. When she goes, it was pretty impressive what you did at the apartment tonight. And he goes, you don't have to tell. I love that. I love there's also the one, I don't have it in me, but there's about 3 of his movies. He does this where he does a big, and then does a speech. Yeah. I love that. He does one in Liar Liar in the car. You know, I sped. That's
right, yes.
All that.
I have unpaid parking tickets.
Yeah. But in this, doesn't he? He does that. He does a big. Doesn't he do a sucky in at the Oh yeah. And one hell of an awesome American. What
model
is it?
American.
Oh, one hell of a model American because he's losing his breath.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go in, coach. Just give me a chance. Just put me in the game, coach. Oh my god. That's
halftime.
Let's see that in the action replay. Oh, that mate, that is fucking.
When he catches the ball.
He does the thing. Getting hit by people and all, mate. He's unbelievable.
He comes off his shoulder.
Yeah.
So good.
Actually, I'm going to change mine and say my favourite one is that, because we say it all the time. Just put me in the game, don't we?
We do. Quote that a lot, yeah.
Do you have any other ones?
That's it.
I have one here where I've just written, I don't know what that's from. Oh, sorry. The door. You know.
Oh, yeah.
No, hold on, did I do this right? Fucking amazing.
Apparently they did like a whole like soundproofing thing to make that work.
It's so funny. What's your favorite line? If you're picking one, I'm going with the. I'm really great, coach. Just give me a chance.
Probably the I have exercised the
Chloe says that every time she takes a watery shit. Now, she doesn't often. So let's do director's cut. So this is stuff you would add, you would cut, who you would want to play, and prequels, sequels.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it.
I'm gonna cut the in the jungle scene. Hate it. In the jungle.
When he rides her?
Yep. I hate, and for that reason, I hate that it's, again, doesn't need to be in there, and apparently
I think it's funny though,
filming it because they used all live animals.
I did hear
they all
about
had
that.
to be chained down because they started fighting each other during that scene.
Courtney Cox did an interview about it saying it was a fucking nightmare, because when they were doing it, like one animal, it would be like a squirrel turns to a badger, the badger fucking swipes at a bird, the bird flies over here, something moves to get out of the way of the bird, and now there's fucking 2 monkeys in the bed with them.
Yeah.
A fucking nightmare. But I don't mind it because I think it's funny. It's definitely funnier than when he rides the woman at the start.
Whenever in nature would that happen? Do you know what
Never.
I mean? All those animals together at one time.
No.
It must have been like a fucking acid dream for those animals.
No. Well, you would know with your extensive acid taking. So just to talk about prequels and sequels, they made 2 animated series. One ran from 95 to 2000, which I do remember seeing. They made one 2009, which I didn't, because I was 23. But and they made a sequel. So I think the sequel is mostly just okay, but there are, like I was saying earlier, the rhino bit and the sequel is about 2 African tribes are going to fight each other because there's been a theft of a sacred bat, and they both think the other one has taken the bat from this cave, and one of the tribes is known for being very warlike, and they're going to steamroller the other one. And what's actually happening is that these other people, like Western business developers, want to develop the land, so they're happy to let these tribes wipe each other out, and they'll take the land over. So they call Ace Ventura in to find the bat to avoid the war, but they're just doing it to cover their tracks because actually they've stolen the bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert. So it's okay, but the bat is called Shikaka, right? And anytime anyone says Shikaka, these one of the tribes drop to their knees. Every time it gets said, they all fucking genuflect, right? So he thinks this is funny, and there's a bit where he goes like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Chicago," right? And they fucking drop down, and then he goes, then he starts going like all these other ones. He goes, "Shawshank Redemption," right, and all this.
Very good.
And they keep, and it's so fucking funny, and then he gets hit. But that bit's funny. The man kind of hot in these rhinos, and also because already then became this thing that was like in the same way that Austin Powers and Anchorman and movies like that got ripped off, and especially Austin Powers, like jokes from Austin Powers were showing up in TV shows because people were just going, "Oh, we'll just have our character act Austin Powers for 2 seconds here," right?
Yeah.
So at this time, where was I going with this? Already then had become such a thing that at the start Ace is like living like in Tibet or somewhere, and he's in like a big temple, and he does this really long righty then, and it's like it's so funny. I fucked that, like, but it's funny as well. So who would you want to play?
I want to play the scrappy mascot at the end.
That's a great shout from you. You could definitely do that as well. Chloe has quite unbelievable body strength, especially upper body strength. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't fight her off, and I've frequently tried and failed. I would want to play Pedactor or Aguado, and I feel like I would be better at Aguado than this guy. His name was John Capodice. But I could be Pedactor. I could do that. I can be a 3-line guy who dies and gets talked about the rest of the movie. I love that.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Do you know, I never actually realised until you just mentioned him there how sinister that part of the film is, and it's sort of glossed over because it's so heightened with comedy.
What, that he's murdered?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets fucking shoved off a balcony, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So maybe the decapitation at the end wouldn't have been so weird.
It would be because you would actually see it.
Oh.
You don't see Pit Actor getting jammed, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but you would actually see this. It's like, you know, there's a movie, William Goldman, I'm sure you're loving these stories. William Goldman talks about the movie The Great Waldo Pepper, which was a movie he wrote, Robert Redford starred in. It's a movie, it was directed by George Hill, the guy that did Butch and Sundance. So it was like, apparently he wrote it for George Roy Hill because he loved old planes, like biplanes, you know, like the sort of World War I flying circus type ones. And so there's a scene in that movie where Susan Sarandon, in one of her first roles, is being rescued and she's holding on to the wing of the plane and they're flying and she falls off and falls to her death. And when they tested, they were doing a test screening, and he said people went fucking apeshit. Like, people were loving the movie, and when she died, he said, like, they were violently enraged because they couldn't believe that this young woman that they'd all enjoyed in the movie died, and they were freaking out. And he actually says he thought they were going to turn, because they knew the director and the writer and a few of the stars were in the audience, and he thought they were going to turn on them. And he said nowadays what you would do if you did that at a test screening is you would go back, do a 1 day reshoot, a half a day's reshoot, where Susan Sarandon is in the water below going like that up at him. And you show that she's alive and she doesn't even need to be in the movie again, but you just see that like she didn't die. And he goes, but in those days, in like the 70s, they just didn't do that. And the movie came out and people freaked out when she died and it just bombed.
We're desensitized, that's what's wrong.
Yeah. So I've said, you know, again, Courtney Cox, there's nothing funny for her to do. She's just a melter. So I would rewrite that character. And then I've said here again, it is great at 1 hour and 26, but like I could take 10 more minutes of him fucking around, trying some other way to find the ring or find Finkel, or
right, okay.
I could just take another 5 minutes of just him fucking around. I would take it. And you wouldn't be going, oh, there's too much fat in this, because it would still only be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So anyway. Yeah. So the score.
Yeah. Aerosmith coming in again. Iconic needle drop in Mrs. Doubtfire, and also in this.
What's the one in this?
Line up. In this.
Is that at the start?
No, it's during the ring scene.
Oh shit!
Where he's trying to find the ring.
Yeah. Ira Newborn did the score. I couldn't tell you the score of this. Like, I couldn't hum it. Could you?
Do you know what, it feels very like the one that Jason Segel or
Jason Segel.
Why do I keep saying
his
name like that?
Because you secretly love Steven Seagal.
What do you call that fucking crime scene? Scene of the crime?
Oh yeah, it's just dark, ominous tones.
Like dun dun dun. All that sort of stuff.
Oh, you wanted dark and ominous.
This guy.
Sorry, how funny is that guy's name though? Ira Newborn. Sounds like some kind of new wing of the Republican movement, like IRA Newborn. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Some vampire. Anyway,
unbelievable. Vampireland. You know what I mean?
He also scored Naked Gun, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and Uncle Buck.
That's good. Good knowledge.
And he won the American Society of Composers Award for this film.
Mental. For this?
Yeah.
Mental. Robert John. The lion sleeps tonight in the jungle. What do we make of that song? I would never listen to it.
It's great in The Lion King and nowhere else.
Is it in The Lion King? When's it in? I can't.
The lion sleeps obviously.
Is it?
Oh my god, him, Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, they sing. Sorry, that's right.
That's right.
No, you're right. Calm down. I've had a minor brain fart. All right. So
when is The Lion Sleeps Tonight in a lion cartoon?
The Crying Game by Boy George is in there.
Right.
Hammer Smashed Face by Cannibal Corpse.
What a title.
All their songs are,
my goodness,
like violent and grim. I mean, I always feel like I listen to
they're
Meshuggah.
letting you know, aren't they? I listen to Meshuggah.
I've I've stopped listening to Lorna Shore recently. I'm sure they care. But like I've listened to pretty extreme metal, like, and even Cannibal Corpse is too much for me. Although I don't mind. So he's not in this because this is their first singer, but George Corpse Grinder is
that a real name?
No, his real name is George Fisher or something like that. But he's called Corpse Grinder is his nickname. But he is in a band with Adam from Killswitch, who I love, called Serpentine Dominion, and they are like a but melodic guitars. So if you're in the extreme, if you like them and you like Killswitch, this is somewhere between them. So check them out if you're into it. If you're not, stick on TLC or something, who are also great. But what have I written there? Mill theme. Oh, the Mission Impossible theme.
Oh, yeah.
Is in there, which needs to be by Lilo Schifrin, which needs to be mentioned. Ace is in the House. Jim Carrey and Tone Loc at the end.
At the end, yeah.
This is 90s. That's pure 90s nonsense. Where they would sometimes go, "Oh yeah, you just do it. You just be in it." Shit. Like, just Tone Loc actually was a fucking. Do you know who Tone Loc is as well? Apart from in this movie, do you know who he is?
No.
He's the guy that fucking gives the game away in Heat. He's the guy that fucking goes, Cerrito, Michael Cerrito, got a big ass peacock right here. He's that guy in the club when he goes to meet him on Alvarado. Anyway, give me all you got. And he did. He gave him everything. So we're going to take a quick break now to advertise our Patreon. If you like what you see over here at Back to the Features every week for free, perhaps you would consider spending some of your hard-earned coin, but not a lot of it because it's very cheap, over at our Patreon, which is at patreon.com/Ciaran Bartlett Comedy. This is the home of the Take 5 podcast, which is another movie-related podcast that comes out every Thursday. It's a great time. You can make suggestions on there for what future episodes that would be, and we really do take those suggestions. I've made loads of the ones that the Goblins have given me. We have a weekly update on there, which is called the Goblin Gazette, which we need to record today. It's on there too. Video update by me about what I've been up to and what I'm doing. You can message us, comment us. All my comedy specials are on there. If you don't want to buy the whole Patreon, you don't want to sign up for a subscription, you can get my latest comedy special, which is from the Grand Opera House show that we did, The Phantom of the Opera House. It's a 2-hour comedy special filled with music and rude jokes. For all the family, as James Ellroy would say, if the name of your family is the Manson family. Now, anyway, you can get that as a one-off payment over there on Patreon, that special, or you can sign up and get access to everything. There's also a ton of our cookery segment, Smells Bitchin'. There's a ton of access to older podcasts and podcast specials and things like that too. All my live gigs are on there. My live specials, and we have live gigs from like Lavery's and Bangor and other places on there too. So it's a very fun, good value for money Patreon, guys. Please check it out and help us pay our extortionate grocery bills. And I hope you enjoy it. As I said, you can message us there, you can fucking leave comments, you can leave suggestions. We take them all pretty serious, and I hope you enjoy it. It is at patreon.com/Ciaran Bartlett Comedy. Let's talk about special effects in this. I've said all the animals, including like the shark and all looks great. Like, obviously I think they're using real animals for nearly all of it. So like there's nothing that sticks out to me that way as being shit or anything.
All live animals with trained handlers, and the only prop or special effects that they used was a silicone head for Snowflake.
Mental.
For some of the closer shots.
That's good. I didn't know that. I think as well, it's worth saying that the animal stuff is funny.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing, it's funny but not exploitative. Like you don't feel like animals are actually being mistreated or anything like that, do you? Like I can't think of any.
Made to do stunts.
Apart from Snowflake. But then part of the story is the fact that Snowflake and animals like Snowflake are made to do stunts.
Yeah.
Made to do tricks with the ball and all.
When the penguins come out of the fridge.
I read on the trivia, somebody doing the trivia that we hate, being like, this species of penguin is actually, you wouldn't even find them in the Antarctic, so they're probably more used to living in hot conditions, and it was probably hard for them to be in the fridge. I'm like, fridge wasn't on, so relax.
Yeah, it's not a real fridge. Yeah. They're coming in from another room through the fridge.
So relax is what I'm saying. Take a salt, but then like the rest of us, and calm down.
How are the I've asked you this before, but who compiles the trivia? And do you have to be certified?
You can just go on and write stuff. I think it's like Wikipedia. I think they want it to be verified, but who the fuck knows? Like you might have to put a source in about where you found it or something, but I don't think so. Because sure, it can't be, because some of them are, well, Jim Carrey's in this one with Courtney Cox, and then that's JC and CC, which is like this other movie where I've just written here, if they made this now, it would be CGI hell, because they would just CGI all the animals just to get round all the legal stuff about having animals involved in your show. It's a nightmare.
They obviously dealt with it really well because they had the American Humane Society put their guidelines in, and in the credits it says this film followed all these guidelines.
Wow. See, but now
I know
it's such a baller, because you've probably got to pay people to come in and say that, and pay them to come in and go. Yeah, have two people here at all times, and
especially the exotic animals.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Having a dog or a cat there is totally different.
But even then, sure, we've seen stuff recently where there's one or two animals in a thing and they're CGI'd.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And it's just it'll look shit.
Yeah,
because it has human graphic eyes. The same eyes as a human would have. They still can't do eyes.
Yeah.
In a lot of stuff, like even in the top games that win for like cinematic details, the eyes are still a bit, aren't they? So anyway, okay, so Hunt Double. Or sorry, did you have any other special effects? I mean, sorry, I should say, isn't there a bit where he falls through? Because this is a special effect, the bit where he falls and they go through like a roof
into the rubbish.
Like does he go through a glass roof in this at one point? Is that in this movie? Am I thinking of something else? Like a chase?
No, he falls off the roof in the rubbish.
That's what it is.
When he's trying to catch the dove.
That all looks good to me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, fair play. So, stunt double in the car at the start. There is a Jim Carrey stunt double, and there's a picture which we'll show, which I need to send to you, that is him and his stunt double. And his stunt double looks like Jim Carrey doing Clint Eastwood's face.
Gag.
And he actually, do you know what's great about
Tom Diekman?
I think that's him. Yeah, do you know what's great about this guy? He looks like about 8 movie stars, so he could be anyone's double, which is probably, he must have done well out of that. And there's also a stunt double at Shady Acres. You can see that it's not him doing some of those dives. If you're watching in the background, it's just not him. It's this guy. So you can see that.
I had also put a question mark over the driving scene. So there's that car chase when they've kidnapped Dan Marino. And then he catches the bullet in his teeth.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So I know it's him, obviously, when he has his head out the window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but in the car.
You can't see anything anyway because the windscreen's smashed.
Yeah. What about as well Shady Acres, Tom Shadyac?
I enjoyed that.
That's a wee thing.
I also wondered, did it inspire fucking Sid Hatrack from...
Oh, mate, from Nice Guys. Sid Hatrack is one of the fucking funniest. Nobody's name is Hatrack, kid. Credits roll in. Weird character names that you wouldn't want to tell your family you were playing. So I have 3. Have you got any?
Toothless Giant.
I have Toothless Giant. Played by
Bubba Parker.
Yeah. I have Bubba Baker. One of us is right.
I've definitely done a P.
Okay. Well, I've definitely done a Baker. So, Bubba, if you're out there, we apologize. But you did only play Toothless Giant. So how serious can we take it? Tex Cobb's character at the start is called Gruff Man.
That's not too bad.
I have one that I think is actually the most pathetic one that you would want to say, but then I personally wouldn't want to play a character called Sexy Woman, which is Rebecca Frady, who's the lady that Chloe isn't sure she'd be in the movie.
Mm-hmm. No, she can be in it. Can she put her ditties away and pay him cash? Thanks, bye.
What if she kept the ditties there and paid him ditty cash? Is that acceptable? Like a smelly fiver? Do you know what I mean?
It's just,
I can't say what I want to say, but people, the first time I heard the phrase,
would you have said it on No Blasters?
No,
all right,
because it's potentially defamatory. But the first time I heard somebody saying "Deddy Cash" was they were telling me about a well-known newsreader from here, and that's how she was paying at the bar. It fucking ruined me. So no,
they've actually had to put signs up now to say we will not accept
Bramley.
Yeah.
What about Monk Dollar? Will it take that?
It's like that no shirt no shoes, no service thing.
Aye.
But
you can't pull money out
in
of
a heat wave as well. People are like, don't fucking lick your fingers to take money out of anywhere.
Yeah, but certainly
don't.
Certainly in a heat wave in Belfast, in humid, rotten summer weather where the skies are grey and your fucking balls are beef, do not take out a fucking damp tenner and go, there you go.
No, I know girls I used to work with would just totally refuse you to go, no, take it to another till. Like, they had lost.
Do you know, I don't think anyone has ever, whenever I was working in places like that, I don't think anyone ever tried to give me Diddy cash. I used to fucking hate when they would throw coins onto the metal slide, or our tills in Tesco used to have like a slide away thing. So you could push stuff down it. And when people used to throw their coins, it would go everywhere. And you're just like, can you not hand me your money like a fucking human? You can't, like, oh my God, here. I left Tesco, 18 years ago or something. I'm not over it. 19 years ago. Anyway,
yeah,
so
because Tesco's over, but the rude etiquette is not.
Rudeness is not over, and I'm not over it. This is the most pathetic character name that I would just hate to have said, which is Another Cop. Imagine saying that. Who are you in the movie? Another cop.
Why not just put him down as Cop 6 or 7? Do you know what I mean?
Give him a name. Officer. You could literally give him a name and say Officer Gruffman, and it would be better than this. Officer Diddy Cash is better than fucking Another Cop.
Yeah.
Played by Chaz Mina, which is a great name. But so let's do any other business. I think we wanted to talk about animal meltdowns. Did we ask about this or did we not? Mm-mm. Did we ask people? Well, I have 2 stories that I'm going to tell. Have you any?
Go ahead.
Well, just 2 animal stories of mine. I'll be really quick. One was, I think I might have told this story before as well, where I got the notion in my head that I should get a dog. And this was around 2014. And I adopted a Shih Tzu called Dash from a kennel. And God love him, I went up to check the dogs out up there. And all the rest of them are fucking standing, barking and going apeshit. And then there was this wee twank speed one just sitting in the middle of the chaos going like that. And I went, you right? And he came over and he was immediately friendly with me when I got him. And then I took him and got him groomed and trimmed and fucking everything, washed and whatever. Made sure he had all his fucking necessary things, his, shots and fucking whatever. And, dewormed and all this. And he was in good shape. And I did all that in the first day and I went and bought all the accessories for him. And then that night, he would not shut the fuck up. And I realized I had taken on more responsibility than I could possibly fathom. And I remembered that earlier that day, our Sheila had come in and goes, oh, I would love a wee dog like that. And I went, would you? Aye. And I gave him to our Sheila and she still has him. Now he's in dog years. He's old, man. He's pushing 94, but God love him. But Smee took him over.
She said he has the cloudy eyes now.
I know he's got milk bowl eyes. God help him. And I feel bad, but I'm so glad that if she wasn't going to take him, I would have kept him, obviously. But when she said she'd love him, I was like, oh my God, I would love to not have this responsibility. I was gigging a lot at that time as well, music wise as well. So it just wouldn't have been practical. I'd have been leaving him in the house all the time, which just it wouldn't have been fair. But anyway, and then my other animal story, my dad had a brilliant fish tank, and it was quite large in the 90s and into the noughties. And at one point, my dad was ill, and when he was going to be in the house for some time, and so my mum had the idea of he's mostly going to be in the living room or in their bedroom, so let's do up both those rooms. And so in the middle of doing up the living room, I was out that day. Of course I was. I'd probably dodged out of doing any of the decorating. They wouldn't have wanted me to do it anyway. I'm more of a, make tea while other people are painting sort of a guy. Do you know what? I'll make you an amazing chicken pie and you'll thank me for it at the end of the day. And you'll be glad that it didn't come into paint because I'm terrible at it. But anyway, I was out doing something. I came in and my sisters had put all these fish in a bucket. And I came in and I saw it. Now, I love these fish, by the way. I came in and I went, where's the heater? And they went, what? And I went, where's the fucking heater and the air filter? Because you can lift them out of the fish tank. They had emptied the fish tank to move the fish tank to get him behind it because it was quite large and it was part of a big cabinet. And it took up this whole corner in the room. And they needed to get in the paint behind it. And I remember going, where's the fucking... I made all the fish, all my dad's fish, apart from one of them, perished. And it was like it was a massacre. And I remember that the one who lived was christened Wilf after Wilfred Owen because he had seen all his friends die. Made just like awful. And then I remember being sent over to fucking Grosvenor Tropicals or wherever to fucking go and buy, like just go and repopulate the tank like with about fucking 50 quid. It was fucking mental.
Oh,
so grim. I mean, it was an accident, like, but it was grim. Have you any good animal stories?
My favorite.
Sorry, there is a cat around here near our house, by the way, that just has started to just shite on our things. He just dumps on. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. We're in the process of having him removed. Go ahead.
One of my favorite American.
Sorry to interrupt. The way to do that in my mind is to get like a dog, and then when the dog becomes a problem, you have to get a bird. He had the dog to swallow the cat. Do you remember that? Oh my God. Sorry, go ahead.
The American Humane Society, when they were fucking overseeing the Shawshank, when...
Oh my God.
The scenes with Jake, and Andy finds a maggot in his porridge, and Brooks asks, can he have it to feed Jake? And they wanted them to find a maggot who had died of natural causes to be fed to Jake.
The problem with that's hard about that is how could you tell that it wasn't a murdered maggot? Because, without doing a maggot autopsy, and then if you do a maggot autopsy, Jake won't want to eat it because it'll all be ripped up.
Well, the director said that he had murdered many a maggot and said that they were all natural causes just to get it fucking done because they were being melters about it. And you're like, it's a maggot though. Do you know what I mean?
Do maggots not have a right to life, Chloe? Where do you draw the line of what life is sacred?
I don't know that maggots are sentient.
I mean, I'm saying that like I'm having chicken for dinner, but do you know what I mean? You don't know that they're sentient?
Maggots.
I thought all animals are sentient.
That's just larvae.
Oh, it has dreams and hopes. Like, you don't know what? How do you? I'm sure the maggot isn't going through Andy's food, going, this is fucking class. Do you know what I'd love right now? To get fucking eaten in that old man's coat by a bird. Do you know what I mean? Oh, do you know what I want? Do you know what I want my death to be? In the mouth of a jailbird inside the coat of a crazy shithouse rat jailbird, and then I die for the pleasure of others. And
sounds like a weird.
Your transition will be to the sound of. You know what I mean?
What's that from?
Gladiator, which we're gonna do soon. By the way, it's on the list. It's coming, and I will be doing all of Oliver Reed's lines. So
for anybody who skipped your ad, what are we doing next week?
Yes, if you skipped the ads earlier, fucking shame on you. And secondly, next week's episode is going to be Tale as Old as Time. That's right, guys. It's going to be Beauty and the Beast. The Choky section will be back. Don't you worry about it. Oh my God, I'm getting weepy just thinking about it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So join us next week for Beauty and the Beast. Thanks for being here this week for Ace Ventura. And anything else?
Loser.
Who? Goodbye.